And make sure that you have your transceiver open so that we can contact us in case of an emergency. Roger that, Peter says. I'll be right back. Thanks, Albert says. Oh, and Peter, could you also keep your aura hidden while you approach the teleporter room just in case? Understood, Peter says in a more serious tone, and then he heads into the tunnel leading to the teleporter room without another word. I'm sure that Dr. Isaac is fine, Albert tells Layla when he sees the anxious look on her face. He must have just gotten a little too caught up in his work like always. We just need to wait until Peter reaches the teleporter room. We'll hear from your father again. He must have just gotten caught up, a little too caught up in his work like always. We just need to wait until Peter reaches the teleporter room. He'll hear from your father again. Yes, Layla writes, looking as if she were even more anxious than before. We just need to wait. As we stand there waiting for Peter to contact us, we see Darren coming out of the quarantine area, beginning a conversation with Desmond, who is still guarding the door. By the way, since Quarantine Ender is an achievement, did we do that because we were, successful in getting the herbs? Or, considering it's an achievement, so is it an achievement that you get in the line? This is the thing that sucks, and also is super cool at the same time. It's like, let's say there is a game with 5 bosses, right? So every time you defeat a boss, you get an achievement. So that achievement is linked to the main path of the story. So I don't know if this Quarantine Ender is like a main path thing, or because we successfully did something that allowed us to get this achievement and normally we wouldn't get it. I believe you can look at the achievements for the chapter as well. I'm not going to get into that at the moment, but yeah. Let's see, where were we? Who is still guarding the door? As we stand there waiting for Peter to contact us, we see Darren coming out of the quarantine area, beginning a conversation with Desmond, who is still guarding the door. Desmond, I wanted to tell you that your brother is no longer in any danger of dying from the disease, Darren says. It will still take him a while to fully recover because his condition was very severe, but if all goes well, you should be able to meet him again in a week or two. Are you serious? Desmond asked Darren, looking as if he's still struggling to make sense of what he just heard. No, it can't be. This has to be a mistake. My brother was way beyond saving at this point. How can you be so sure that it was really him and not somebody else? Because I was told by 2 separate nurses that he is the brother of the man named Desmond who's guarding the door. Dylan says, you're not going to tell me there are 2 separate Desmonds guarding the same door, are you? No, it's just that I don't know what to say, Desmond says, looking as if he's trying not to let his joy overwhelm him on the off chance that Darren is being too optimistic. Thank you. I never thought you'd actually go through with it. I was so sure that you were just a hopeless dreamer like the rest of them. Not in my wildest dream could I have imagined. Wait, what about the other people in the quarantine zone? How many of them did you manage to save? The majority of the patients are now in a stable condition, Darren says. There are still a few of them who haven't been fully healed because they have been very severely affected by the disease, but the nurses are doing all they can to stabilize them as we speak. Meanwhile, I'm going to meet some of your white mages so I can teach them what spells and what medicine needs to be used in order to heal the people that get sick after I'm no longer here. But in that case, I won't retain you any further, Desmond says. Go do what you have to do, and may the gods bless you, healer. We're all in your debt. Darren nods to him, and then he begins to walk towards one of the tunnels leading out of the waiting room when he finally sees Layla and me. Sorry, I don't have time to chat, Darren tells us from a distance. I need to go look for... Yes, we heard you the first time, I tell him with a loud voice. Go do your thing, we'll be here when you get back. Okay, he says, see you later. Not long after Darren leaves the room, we finally hear Peter's voice coming from the Albert's transceiver, but his tone seems very alert and he's breathing heavily as if he was running. Albert, Peter says loudly. Albert, are you there? Yes, Albert says. What happened? Where is Dr. Wright-Zieg? Albert, Peter says, Barry betrayed us. I heard him talking with Gontork on the transceiver just now while he was in the teleporter room. The royal guards have received approval from the King of Allender to kill everyone in the underground. Barry is helping them. We need to tell our king quick. But he's working with the royal guards, Albert says. He's shocked. No, that's impossible. His brother was killed by the... His brother is alive, Peter says. Barry has been lying to us this whole time. His brother is alive and he's being held hostage by the King of Allender. That's why he betrayed us. I heard Gontork threatening to kill his brother if he didn't obey their orders. And they took Dr. Wright-Zieg too. They made Barry teleport him to one of the Ceridium towers so that he can help them control the Overseer, because he's also a Lasethi who is good at tinkering with old devices like Billy Bob. What? Layla writes, now starting to panic. Wright-Zieg has been kidnapped, Albert says. We need to go save him now. Do you know in which of the towers? Albert, listen to me. There is no time, Peter says. Barry has been teleporting guards in the caverns directly above you for a whole hour. They're going to bring down the ceiling, trap you inside like rats any minute. You need to evacuate everyone. Do you hear me? You need to... Peter, what's happening over there? Albert says, Peter, I'm being chased by some Royal Guard trainees, Peter says. One of them just shot me with a projectile. Sorry, I need to close the transceiver now. Good luck. Damn it, Albert shouts as Peter closes his transceiver. Albert then looks at a man in front of him who seems to have heard the whole conversation. Is standing there frozen. What are you standing there for? Albert tells him. You heard what Peter said. Go tell the king to evacuate everyone right now. I'm going to save Peter. Then rush it towards the teleporter room, turning invisible on the way, while the man that he talked to before is heading to the throne room to warn the king about what happened. Just as I'm trying to figure out what to do, Layla begins to run towards the teleporter room as well, but I catch her by the arm and stop her in her tracks. Layla, where are you going? I tell her. Bury my father, Layla writes, looking extremely panicked. I need to go save my father. As I'm seeing the expression she has on her face, I can clearly tell that she's too scared to think straight right now. The look she has in her eyes immediately reminds me of the time when she was almost drowned in the underground lakes while she was trying to scream, but no words were coming out of her mouth, so she cannot make noise then. Layla, look at me, I tell her as I grab her lightly by the shoulders. We're going to save your father together, but for now, I'm going to need you to calm down, okay? If you want to help your father, you need to think clearly. Do you understand? Yes, Layla writes as she tries to slowly come out of a panic state. Yes, I understand. Try to see if I can hear anything on tunnel leading to the teleporter room. Try calling my friends through the transceiver to tell them what happened. I'm gonna go with the friends one. Now Layla is calming down, decided the first thing I need to do is to call my friends and let them know what happened. So as I take out my transceiver and begin turning the dial to change the frequency number, my trembling hands cause me to turn the dial too hard twice in a row before I finally get the correct number. It looks like I shouldn't really be the one giving advice about being calm. I'm plenty nervous myself. Darren, are you there? I say into the transceiver after I tapped it. Yeah, I'm here with the healers, Darren says. What's wrong? I don't have a lot of time to explain, so listen up, I say. Apparently, Barry Thundercloud from the teleporter room betrayed us. He's teleported a lot of guards in the caverns right above us. They're going to blow up the ceiling so that it falls on top of us. Also, Layla's father got kidnapped and he is being held by the king in one of the Ceridium towers. Come quick to the waiting room. I try telling the others to assemble here as well. Why are we going to the waiting room if the ceiling is going to be collapsed? Wouldn't it just fall right on top of us? Maybe she would go to another room or something. But then again, there is no way to get out of here except for the teleport room, and there's only one teleport room from the looks of it. Okay, Darren says without asking me any questions. Yeah, Darren is always fucking calm. Not always, like most of the time. Right, I say, thanks, I'll talk to you later. Oh, right, didn't read that. Okay, Darren says without asking me any questions. You call Kate and Flower. I'll call Hardrick, it'd be faster this way. Right, I say, thanks, I'll talk to you later. I then call Kate and give her the same summary, trying to speak as fast as I can so that I don't waste any time. Yes, I'm about to call Flower as well. I hear a big explosion right above us and several rocks begin to fall from the ceiling. Yeah, I already told you. What was the point of calling them all there? To bury themselves or something? Watch out, I tell Layla as I pull her by the hand and drag her away from the falling boulder. Phew, I say after we escape unharmed. That was a close one. But I get to finish my sentence. It is now Layla's turn to pull me by the arm, saving him from second cluster of falling rocks that just has broken off from the ceiling. Shortly after this, we begin to hear explosions in several more places above us, as the ceiling is now beginning to collapse in various parts of the underground tunnel. As Layla is still holding on to me, a white light envelops the both of us. Our bodies begin to vibrate as we being teleported away from the rebel base. Once we are teleported to our new designation, I take a quick look around us and immediately recognize the place as being the same underground tunnel in which we have been teleported by mistake when we were trying to flee from the Black Robe Royal Guard. Why are we here again? Why did we get teleported again? I mean, Barry wouldn't teleport us. Maybe Barry still holds the hope that we will somehow save his brother and save all the people down here. Maybe. But yeah, from the looks of it, that's how it's going to be. I think Barry Thundercloud probably saved us. Why are we here again? Is this supposed to be the default place where the teleporter sends you if you can't find you to get you to proper destination? Why did they teleport just the two of us away instead of trying to kill us here in the rebel place along with everyone else? I don't get to think about this too much because just like the last time when our teleportation went wrong, a very strong headache takes over me, which makes it difficult to even stay awake. I soon drop to the ground while trying hard to suppress the pain from my head. Just as I'm about to lose my consciousness, I see large blue letters floating in front of my eyes. Barry, can you read this? Please answer me, Barry. Layla's words are the last thing that I get to see before I finally faint, given to the headache and faint on the cold cave floor. Chapter 7 of Book 3 is now available. Nice. Wait, why did they say it like that? It's not Book 4, it's just Chapter 7. That would obviously be the next one. Why is it like an announcement like this? Maybe it's an announcement because at that time you know, when they were releasing these, whenever they release these, it was a bit of an announcement. It's like the next update sort of thing. The whole world is spinning and I'm having one hell of a headache. This has got to be the worst hangover I've ever had in my life. What did I even drink yesterday to bring me in this state?